Hey everyone, it looks like we have a new cup, the Timeless Cup. So you know what that means. We need a team. And we're not going to be able to decide for ourselves, so we need to hit up that wheel and start spinning.
And on it spins, crushing those on
What's
the
that
ground.
sound?
I'm not going to stop.
Who's talking? Who is that?
I'm going to break the wheel.
Oh no!
Shut it back. Words of a faint, something like a bat. Well, I want your love, call me when you can. Girl, going up, going up.
The wheel is broken. I guess Daenerys and her dragon really didn't want us to use the wheel. So we're going to have to do something else, and what we've decided we're going to do is we have two piles of TCG cards here, one bigger pile and one smaller pile, and this pile right here in my hands is the starters that we can choose from. And what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle these up, and then we're going to take two of these out, and then we're going to have to pick one of those two to be on our team of 6, and it'll be our starter. So let's see, and we have PV Poke pulled up, and also my game is pulled up as well, just because, well, we have to have the Pokemon to use it, right? And I don't own all the Pokemon. And we want to see what moves they have, because some of these Pokemon are return Pokemon, like they need to be purified and so forth. So with that started, or with that, let's go ahead and get started. And we'll choose this one and this one. So again, this is going to be our starter. And we have Bayleaf and Feraligatr. So we definitely own both of these. Let's see if I have Feraligatr with the Community Day move. I'm not sure if I did this Community Day. Feraligatr. So we do have one Terrell Hills. We have one with the Hydro Cannon on it. So which one do we want to choose? I actually love Bayleaf, so I am going to choose Bayleaf to be on our team, and then that'll be the only starter pick that we get. And yeah, we'll move on to this one. And I actually haven't shuffled this, so I probably should have definitely done that before starting this video. So Bayleaf is going to have, I believe it's a Razor Leaf, and oh man, I used this in Cliffhanger. It's Razor Leaf with Ancient Power and I believe Leaf Blade. We'll go ahead and check it right now. Bayleaf. Ancient Power and Grass Knot. So yeah, I actually really loved Bayleaf in the Cliffhanger. I believe you can get a PV Perfect one under 1500. We do not have a perfect one, but we do have, like I said, one from Cliffhanger, Bayleaf, and we have been using it in our timeless battles already. I actually think he's legit contender to be your actual starter unrandomized. So I've actually been testing him a lot in timeless in general. So let's go ahead and choose 2 from here, and then we'll take 1 as well. And we'll just choose this one and this one. So we have Cast Form and Leafeon. Cast Form being the Sunny Cast Form version. So let me see. I believe I have one. We would want that over Leafeon because we already have. Yeah, we have 2 Sunny Cast Forms. So we're going to go with Cast Forms because he's going to be a fire type, and actually of the fire types that are not starters, it's actually pretty good. And we'll go ahead and throw Leafeon back into the chances to get here. And Sunny Cast Form, not sure. I think it's Weather Ball. I think it's Ember, Weather Ball, and probably Flamethrower? No, it's definitely not Flamethrower. We'll check that in a second. When we check whatever this is on PV Poke. So Politoed and Blossom. Okay, so don't like either of those picks. Let me see if I have a Politoed. We do have a Politoed under 1500 with Bubble and Blizzard. Let's see. Politoed. Mudshot, Surf, and Earthquake. Actually, not bad. I think we're going to go with Politoed here. Blossom, really don't like it. Plus, we already have a Razor Leafer, so we're definitely not going to want those grass Pokemon. So, it is possible that 2 Razor Leaf Pokemon are going to be good on a team together. But, yeah, for right now, I'm going to avoid that as long as I can. Ooh, let's check the cast form. Cast form Sunny. It's Weather Ball and Solar Beam. Jeez. Some big moves right there. So probably a really good closer. I actually don't know the energy cost of Weather Ball. I've never used cast form before, so interesting, interesting. So let's choose just 2 from here. For our 4th Pokemon, we can go with Skuntank or Kingdra. Wow. 2 big Pokemon. Ooh, you can't really see these. Okay, that's Kingdra. Man, I really would want both of these, but I don't think I can pass up the opportunity to get the dragon. So I'm going to go with Kingdra. Kingdra is going to have Dragon Breath, as well as, let me see, I believe it's Dragon Pulse, no, Outrage, and maybe Hydro Pump. Yes, Dragon Breath, Outrage, and Hydro Pump. So really good pickup there. Our team's actually legit good. This is already going better than the wheel. Yeah, this team is pretty legit. So go with that one and this one. So our 5th pick here is going to be, Kabutops and Carnivine. So this is easy. I love Kabutops, actually. I think Kabutops is legit underrated in this cup. Destroys all the ice types. It has Mudshot as well as Ancient Power and Stone Edge. So the Mudshot really gets those Ancient Powers insanely quick, and you can always catch someone with a Stone Edge if it's a shields down situation. I believe it one-shots Lapras, so really good against the ice types. This team looks really good. If I were to, let's go ahead and think about what Pokemon we would want on this team. So obviously Dratini's really good. You know what, I would really want an ice type to protect us from the dragons. So Lapras is good. Celio, Duong. Actually, before we choose our last, let's look at what the ice, not mice, Pokemon are. We would go with any of these. Lapras, Frostlass, Castform, Piloswine, Glalie, Duong, Celio, Weevil. Probably don't want that Sneasel, but yeah, any of those top 7. Come on, Ice type. And we'll go with this one and this one. So with our last pick, we are going with Melodic or Leafeon again. Jeez. Okay, so we're probably going Melodic. Melodic has Dragon Tail, Surf, and Hyper Beam. Are these Legacy? And then we'll check out Leafeon real quick. I don't know if Leafeon can get the Last Resort from the Community Day. Maybe y'all can tell me if you know the answer to that. Yeah, I'm not sure about that at all, actually. So it'd be another Razor Leaf. So, we have 2 waters already. Well, technically, Kingdra is more dragon than water. I am going to go with, let's see if we have a Melodic. I'm sure we have a Leafeon, or we can get one. We do not. It's Phoebus. Oh god, how do you spell it? Is it 2 E's? Feebas. So I'm pretty sure these are not good for PvP, as they're all ranked very high. And we have no Leafeon? What? That's surprising. I think we will go with... Oh, Leafeon's a Razor Leaf user. This is so hard. We will go with... Actually, let me see Melodic's type. Pure water. You know, we're gonna go Melodic. Alright, so this is our team that the cards chose for us. Bayleaf, Castform, Politoed, Kabutops, Kingdra, and Melodic. And really, these 5 are really good. And we'll see how Melodic plays, because I really don't know. Alright, so this is the team that was inside of the Heart of the Cards. So we have Politoed, Melodic, Kingdra, Bayleaf, Kabutops, and Castform Sunny. And this team's actually pretty good. We have Anti-Ice with Kabutops. We have our Grass type with Bayleaf, who's also a Razor Leaf user. We have a Dragon, Kingdra. It is Dragon and Water, so it's got a little bit of uniqueness to it, so it makes it a little weaker to Grass, but then a little stronger against Ice. And then we have Melodic, Pure Water type, and then another Pure Water type in Politoed, Fire type in Castform, and Kabutops is also Water. So we technically have 4 Waters, so we're going to... it looks like our team's going to be a little weak to Grass, but let's go ahead and get into the games. And I think we have best of 3 here up front against Professor Ant28. He's in our Ranger lobby. We've played against him before in some of these videos, so you probably recognize the name at this point. And then we have 2 best of 5s after this one. So we start in here with Bayleaf, Kingdra, and Kabutops. I really enjoyed this team of 3 a lot, especially Kingdra and Bayleaf together. They're very close to meta as these Pokemon get from being chosen randomly. So we started off with a Lapras against Bayleaf. Bayleaf wins that, so he swaps out into Dragonair, and as soon as he swaps out, we swap into Kingdra. And then we ended up winning that matchup, but our Kingdra is at such low HP that it goes down to the Lapras. Now we did have a Dragon Pulse, or an Outrage there, ready, and we weren't able to use it, so that was not good by us. But we still have the Bayleaf in the back from the original starter, the original starting for both of us for this game. And we take a shield. He gets a Skull Bash off, but it really doesn't do much because he's only 1 Razor Leaf of HP left. And as soon as he brings in this Charizard, we try to get out as soon as possible because we want to get to 2 Ancient Powers to do super effective damage to the Charizard. And he comes at us here we're pretty sure we don't die to a blast burn. I end up shielding anyways, but I don't think we die to a blast burn or the dragon claws. So maybe a little bit of a sketchy shield, but at this point I kind of just wanted to get an ancient power off because I knew it would take out the Charizard from about 70% HP. So we take the lead here 1-0, and I want to use some of these Pokemon, some of these different Pokemon I should say, and we come in with Politoed, and against Sweeping Bell, really bad. And then I look at the back of my team, I actually am running with 3 waters, so this is really not looking good for us. Really should have looked at, I don't know, we didn't see the grass, I guess, in that first game, so I guess we decided that we were pretty safe, but obviously we see not great. And our team's actually super weak to grass in general, because even, well, Kabutops is going to get destroyed by it as well. But I think that we will change in the next game and hopefully bring in the cast form, the Sunny cast form, to hopefully combat this Victory Bell, because I think in this game it's just going to absolutely destroy us. Sure, we have the shield lead, but we are down a Pokemon. We're going to shield here and then hopefully just farm out on this Quagsire. Now it looks like we used a Surf, I believe, which is not good. We're using our energy on a Pokemon we could have just taken out with fast attacks. And we do go for this Blizzard here just in case he doesn't shield. And he actually doesn't shield, so we end up taking out the Victory Bell. So that is just pretty lucky in general. And we were able to get another Surf off here before this Muck takes us out with the Poison Jabs. And our Kabutops is in the back. I think we're looking pretty good here. Mudshot's doing super effective damage, but it doesn't do very much damage in general. So we're just trying to get to 2 Ancient Powers, maybe get the boost, you know, anything like that to survive this matchup. We do get the boost, and he's going to hit us with a Thunder Punch, which is going to be super effective. And it doesn't take us out, but this game is pretty close. I don't know how much the boost actually helped us out to survive there, but it very well might have. We didn't need it on the damage side, but maybe we needed it on the defense side. But I think we would have survived anyways, but it would have been super close. So, yeah, we'll take the boost, right? And we go into the third game here, and he's going to start again with that Victory Bell, and we have Bayleaf in there, and I believe we can take a shield off of him if we stay in with Bayleaf, but he was doing so much damage to us I decided to swap out. But he swaps into Lapras, and if he... Actually, I think we land a Surf because Cast Form, I believe, is level 39 for us. So it's super effective and does a ton of damage, but we have so much HP to work with here because we're level 39. And we get to a second Weather Ball Fire, which is actually insanely good. I didn't know how good these Weather Ball moves were, but they're only 35 energy, so you can really spam them out. Even though Ember isn't the greatest at giving you energy, a move that's 35 energy isn't going to take too much time to get to. And you see our second move is Solar Beam there. That's really hard to get to. I think it's a 75 energy move, maybe 80. I think it's 75. And yeah, I don't think we ever used it. I think we got to it twice, but we end up using Weather Ball as a bait for the shield. Then we ended up using double Weather Ball, I think, in all those situations anyways. So the Smug comes out. The Smug's going to be really good against us because the Poison Jabs are going to be super effective. So we're trying to get out of this matchup. Plus we want Politoed to take as much damage as it can against not Victory Bell, so that he can't farm us down with the Victory Bell. But he does. He switches into the Victory Bell. I thought maybe for a second I could get to the Blizzard, but then I was losing health so fast that I ended up swapping out anyways. So we have no more shield here, and he probably has Sludge Bomb. Yeah, Sludge Bomb takes us out. So good games there, 2-1. And the next person we're going against is Fushgel, I think that's the name. And he's in a Ranger lobby also, and he is starting with a Blaziken. I've really enjoyed using Blaziken. It might be the starter that I end up going with, but you know, I've been testing out Sunny Castform, and Sunny Castform's not too bad, but I believe Blaziken has a better Lapras matchup, or Ice matchups in general because of the fast attack of Counter, which would be doing super effective against the Ice. So he swaps out into Lapras. He swaps out into Lapras after we swap into Kingdra to counter us. But actually, Kingdra is pretty decent against Lapras because of the water typing. Means that Ice is just going to be neutral instead of super effective. And then any Surfs are going to be double resisted. So we actually end up taking both his shields and Lapras down. One of those shields obviously was used on the Blaziken from the Kabutops matchup. And then I thought, since he doesn't have any shields or anything, I think I could just farm it down, especially because he's not close to a move, or he'd have to get to 3 moves because we have shields, right? So he's just going to be using counters, which are fine against Bayleaf, instead of a fire fast attack. So you don't have to be scared of his fast attacks because they're not going to be super effective against the grass types. Now, obviously, his charge attacks are going to be extremely scary. Blaze Kick you can get to very quickly, and Blast Burn from the Community Day move that he has is going to do insane damage. So he actually takes us out there, and in this game we decide to bring in Castform at the front with Kabutops and Bayleaf in the back. So from the picks that I had, I really liked Castform, Kabutops, Bayleaf, and Kingdra. I thought those were the best picks that we got, and the ones that worked out the best in practice here. So I really enjoyed Kabutops. He's really good against the Ice types. You can just farm down Lapras or hit it with an Ancient Power and then have a move ready for the next Pokemon. He takes resisted damage on the Surf, and yeah, he gets to those moves really quick because he has Mud Shot. So you usually have enough for a move coming into the next matchup if you land into the Ice matchup. Now, the downsides are if you land into a Razor Leaf matchup, you're going to get absolutely crushed. And he doesn't have the best wins against the field in general, but you know, he's sort of a role player. He's a risky pick, he's a volatile pick, as I have said before in previous videos. So you don't want too many volatile picks in your 6, but having 1 or 2 is absolutely fine. If you're willing to take the risks of losing a more generalist Pokemon in order to gain that edge. So I believe we're here against the Charizard, and we are getting our second Weather Ball off, which he's going to shield. And I think we're just going to let our... Oh no, we want to keep our Castform in because we know in the back we have Bayleaf, and we don't want to go into the Charizard matchup against Bayleaf. But he does such a good switch here from Charizard to Lapras to eat this Fireball. And we switch out, but we apparently forgot that Bayleaf was super dead. He was just sitting on 1 HP in the back, so 1 Ice Shard ends up taking him out, and then the Surf will take out our Castform. So, not doing too great. This is actually a best of 5, so we have some chance to come back here. I tried to do best of 5s with these, like the wheel or now the card picking, just because it gives you more, I don't know, it gives us more testing on these Pokemon, so more games is always better. And this Politoed, so we ended up making this Politoed, and it has Surf and Blizzard, but I believe the moveset on PvPoke is Surf and Earthquake, and at the time when I picked the Politoed, I didn't realize that Earthquake was it's actually a legacy move, so we can't actually get that move on our Politoed. So I feel like if you don't have the legacy move there, you probably don't want to run the Politoed, although Politoed also has Mud Shot, and Mud Shot's always like such a good fast move that that paired with Surf is really good. But that second move is going to take so long to get to. I don't know. It's worth trying out. But if you're going to have a water in your team, I think you're going to want your water to do a whole bunch more than Politoed can give you. I think that if you're going to bring a water on your team, you're going to want it to beat up on the ice Pokemon. So something like Relicanth or Lantern, whether it be the electric or water fast move, you're going to want your water type to do a lot more than just water damage, right? So we come into this matchup, we had 2 shields still available on our Bayleaf in the back, and that's enough to just eat through the Lapras. And even though he had 2 shields, we have a Razor Leaf user, and the good thing, I should say, about Razor Leaf users is you don't necessarily need to use up their shields, because you're not going to be getting to too many fast moves, and your damage is going to be front-loaded in those fast attacks. So we end up taking that 3rd game, and we end up going 1-2 so far. And we start Kingdra into Blaziken. This is a good matchup for us. He swaps out into Shelgon. And I look at the back of my team, and I realize I have 2 elemental types in the back. I have a fire type and a grass type. Both of those are going to be weak against Shelgon. So I'm going to have to stay in this matchup with Kingdra, hope to take this Shelgon as far down as I can, and then finish it off with one of the 2 in the back. Now, another problem with this is that he has that Blaziken, right? So his 3rd Pokemon, if it's good or decent against Castform, he'll bring that in, and then I'm going to be pretty just devastated, because then I'd have to bring in Bayleaf for the swap, and then he'll swap into Blaziken, and I'll just be in a world of hurt. But it looks like he brought back in Blaziken, so I assume the thing that he has in the back is not actually good against Castform here. So what does that make me think is in the back? I don't really know. Maybe, so it's definitely not a dragon, definitely not a water, and it was an ice type. Interesting. So I don't know how the Weevil Castform matchup works out, but in this matchup I'm going to just shield the Avalanche here and continue to fast attack him down, and then just use a charge attack on this Blaziken from the back. I believe the Blaziken's super low anyways, so he's probably going to go out to this to this charge move. And Blaziken may have had a charge move ready, so maybe that was a CMP thing. And if he did have a charge move ready, we would have been taken out by him. So we even ended up 2-2, feeling pretty good at this point, and I liked that team, so I'm going to bring it again. But something I said in the last game, and I started to realize as I was playing this team, was this team does not have very good answers to dragons. The only answer you have is Kingdra, and I believe we'll see in the next best of 5 that one time I didn't bring Kingdra and they brought a dragon, and it literally took 2 of my Pokemon to take that dragon out. So we start in a favorable matchup again against Blaziken. He swaps into Skuntank, and I look at my team and I don't really know what to bring in, so I just decided to stay in with Kingdra. That's just a lack of knowing the matchups. I really should have swapped, because now I'm in the situation I was in the last game as well, where there's a Blaziken in the back and I still have a Bayleaf. Now, Skuntank is obviously going to be good against Bayleaf because of the poison, but I decide to get in there, do a few fast attacks, and then swap out during the Sludge Bomb, and then hopefully take him out before he uses another move, but we do not get that off. And we end up shielding this Crunch. We do have a Weather Ball available. We'll probably just fire it off against whatever comes in. We see the low health bar when he throws a Pokemon in, so we know it's Blaziken, so we're just going to throw that Weather Ball off. And he's going to shield because it would have taken him out, but we actually, because Weather Ball is a 35 energy move and so fast to get to, we are able to get to a second one before he does anything else there. And we do a few Embers against this Victory Bell, and we're really close to this Ancient Power, which is going to do neutral damage to the Victory Bell. Shields are down at this point, so we have a chance, but he gets a move off. He probably has Sledge Bomb here, so we're going to get taken out. Oh, but it's a Leaf Blade. But his attack stat is far superior to Bayleaf's attack stat, so the 2 Razor Leafers go at each other, and he just takes us down with fast attacks. So that was that best of 5. This is going to be another best of 5 with someone from our local group here in San Antonio. And we start Kingdra into Ludicolo, and we decide to swap out into Castform, and he does a good swap here right when we have to throw the Weather Ball out, and we throw it into this Dragonair. So Castform is not going to be very great against this Dragonair. He does have a ton of HP, that the Dragonair is going to have to work through, so we're going to get to 2 more Weather Balls, I believe. Unless he wants to throw a charge move, which is great. He throws this one. And we're probably going to bring in Kingdra and just bring each other's health bars down at an equal rate. And actually, he gets another move off here. It's probably Return since he's Purified. Yep. And if he had done a Water, we would have double resisted the Aqua Tail. So that's why we didn't shield at all there. And he'll bring back in the Ludicolo, and we're just trying to get to a fast attack there. We can't swap or anything. Actually, could we have swapped? I didn't see the timer there. But, yeah, we're going to bring in Bayleaf. Bayleaf's really good against Ludicolo. And he's got Venomoth in the back, and he's got a shield advantage. So, yeah, this isn't going to work out. Even if we decide to throw this Ancient Power because maybe he just doesn't block. That's really our only chance in this match. If he doesn't block this, then we can actually take out the Ludicolo with the Razor Leafs, and the shields wouldn't matter at that point. But he does shield, and he's going to take us out here with this Poison Fang, or Silver Wind, and he's going to get the boost. Doesn't matter if the game already ended, but good to know that you can get the boost. In this game, we switched up a little bit. We decided to take out the Cast Form and bring in the Kabutops. And Kabutops is going to be good in this matchup against Lapras, but we start with Kingdra. And we actually stay in this matchup because, like I said, he's got really good swap-ins to eat these charge moves. But we stay in there because we're only taking neutral damage from the Ice Shard, and we would double resist the Surf. So he would have to go for the Skull Bash, and at that point, Lapras will have taken so much damage. But since he had the swap, we get the switch advantage. We're going to block this because it can be Ice Beam. And then we're just going to Razor Leaf down the Ludicolo. And we're probably going to use Ancient Power because we assume Lapras is going to come back in here. Yeah. And Ancient Power is pretty good against most of the field anyways. It is super effective against Ice. So there's that. And we're just going to let our Bayleaf go. Probably going to bring in Kabutops. Yeah, our switch windows up anyways, so I think we just bring in Kabutops here because Mudshot is going to be able to charge up our charge moves really quickly, and we're just going to use the Stone Edge because we got that extra farm on the Lapras there. And yeah, we're going to obviously get to our moves a lot faster than Drapion, even though the Drapion is using I believe it's using Frost Fang. I didn't catch if it was or not there. But it's going to be faster charging than Bite, but still not anywhere near as quick as Mudshot. So Bayleaf against Kingdra here in the opener of Game 3. And this is a good matchup for Bayleaf because the Razor Leafs are actually doing neutral damage because of that water typing. So that's a example of the water typing really hurting Kingdra rather than helping it. So it helps against Lapras, but hurts against grass types. And then he swaps into Venomoth, and I really don't have a great matchup against Venomoth, so I decide to bring in Kabutops because he's got the 2 rock charge moves, and I know if I get those off, it will be super effective against Venomoth and take it out. Which happens, and I'm actually really surprised he didn't shield or anything, but I guess he knew he had Ludicolo in the back, and he wanted to get into that matchup with Kabutops there. And we don't have a great matchup on any of these Pokemon if he's able to take us out. And so he swaps into this Kingdra, and we just hope to take it out, but we do not. And we're probably going to shield this because it's an Outrage, I'm sure. And we have Dragon Tail, which is going to be super effective. And then we're just going to hope that he doesn't have a move here because we are going down super quick to the Razor Leafs. I think if he got 2 more Razor Leafs off, he would have actually taken us out. So we take the lead 2-1, feeling pretty good here. We go in with the same team. I really like that team. Like I said, these 3 were probably the strongest, and then Cast Form as well from this team of 6. So Dragonair here, I look at the back of my team, I really don't want to go in with anyone else. I think if I shield here, I can fast attack his Dragonair down and use the Outrage on whatever comes in next. So whatever comes in is going to have to shield, and we'll gain the switch advantage, which is really good. And he comes in with Venomoth, so probably going to bring in that Kabutops again. But he's got a huge energy lead here. I believe 3 Confusions worth. But we do get to that Ancient Power, and he's going to piggyback off of us. I don't know if he QS8'd or not. But he swaps out, and we do not end up swapping out. We really needed to swap there. Because, so at the time I was like, oh, well, Kabutops is super good against Lapras. But then I'm thinking about it now. I definitely should have brought in that Bayleaf, because Bayleaf has absolutely no chance against Venomoth. And, yeah, if he gets a Silver Wind off, and the Venomoth's just got so much HP, it doesn't even matter. Yeah, he's gonna get a Silver Wind off and do like 60% of our HP, probably. Yeah. So if we had brought in the Bayleaf, yeah, it would have been a closer matchup, obviously, than Kabutops versus Lapras, but it would have left us with a better matchup in the back against Venomoth. In fact, I do think we win that matchup with Kabutops because we would get to an Ancient Power pretty quick. Not sure an Ancient Power takes it out, but maybe we get to 2 or maybe a Stone Edge, which definitely either of those other 2 scenarios would have taken it out. So we start, this is the final match, we start Kingdra into Ludicolo, super bad. We swap into Bayleaf. He brings back in Venomoth, super bad still. So we're not doing great in this matchup. But we do go for the Ancient Power. That's the one good thing about Bayleaf, is he's got a lot of tools against the things that are good against him. Getting the boost there actually probably hurt us a lot, because we were not doing very much damage to this Venomoth, and we allowed it to farm an extra like 2 or 3 Confusions. So that's one thing about getting the boost. Same thing on Lapras. If you end up going for a Skull Bash and they block it, and you're super low, they can just farm you down and gain so much energy. It's the one really downside to getting boost. Otherwise, obviously, getting the boost is really good. So our Kingdra is going to have to somehow take out this Dragonair and Ludicolo, and maybe that's possible if he didn't have a shield. We could have done this Outrage. I don't know how much, it probably kills it at from 50%, but he does have a shield, so he uses it, and yeah, he takes us out. So this team, not too bad. Definitely could have been worse for sure. We definitely got a lot of Pokemon that are near the top of the meta. Maybe towards, they're not at the like S tier or like super top, but they're up there. They're usable Pokemon, and that's all you can really hope for in these random picks from the wheel or from this card or this card game or whatever. Yeah, I don't actually play the card game. I went out and bought all these cards. They weren't expensive or anything. They're like 6 cents a card or something ridiculous. And it actually brought back like memories from when I was a kid, and Pokemon Gen 1 came out, and my brother and I had some cards, and I think we had decks, but we never really used, we never really played the game. I think we played like twice, so I don't actually know the rules to the trading card game, and I don't know anything about it, but I do remember like trading it and all that, but that's besides the point. Alright, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because I think in our next video, I think you're going to like the next video that comes out. Hopefully I'll be able to get that out by Monday, possibly Tuesday of next week. And it's going to be another Pick'ems video, so similar to when the YouTubers picked our team, we're going to get another group of people to pick our team that we use in training and practice. So I think you're really going to like this one coming up. And yeah, like I said, subscribe so that you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.